How's it going, everyone? We've got a ton of updates on Ghost of Yōtei. Yesterday, I did talk about the release date. We'll go over that as well. We have a lot more insight outside of that, though. We have the price point, we have the various additions, and we have a lot of background on the story of the game. I'm not thrilled about what we're hearing out of the story so far. I just feel like we've been getting a lot of revenge stories, and it just seems like within the context of this setting, like revenge stories are the ones they always go for. Yōtei is gonna be another one, but you know, revenge is a theme of a lot of these stories. How you execute that story, that's something we'll see play out when we actually play the game. Maybe it's just me being salty that Jin's not in this game. I don't know. You guys let me know. Am I just being a little bit salty? Am I just being salty to be salty now? I might be. But Andrew Goldfarb, Senior Communications Manager, spoke on the PlayStation blog about Yōtei and a lot of the new information, noting we are so excited to announce that Ghost of Yōtei comes to PlayStation 5 on October 2nd, 2025. It's been nearly 5 years since we shipped Ghost of Tsushima, and in that time we've been hard at work at making Ghost of Yōtei something special. While the stories are unrelated, it's important to us to make this a worthy follow-up to Jin's journey, and we can't wait for you to experience Atsu's quest for vengeance later this year. So the fact that they are noting the stories are unrelated, I've seen ideas and I've thrown out the ideas. Maybe there will be a shifting perspective, well, where Atsu is certainly the main character, but you remember in like Assassin's Creed Revelation, and you would see sections unfold as Altair. I was thinking maybe they could do something like that, but that could be just hard copium, you guys. That could absolutely have just been hard copium, and the fact that they are saying the stories are unrelated, maybe they'll want to keep it as a surprise, but, you know, I wouldn't be picking up Yōtei with the expectation that Jin's gonna be in the game, and a lot of people think Jin's story was told and it's done and people should move on. More power to you if you think that way. Alongside today's news, we've also released our latest trailer for Ghost of Yōtei, the Onryo's List. 16 years ago in the heart of Ezo, called Hokkaido in present day, a gang of outlaws known as the Yōtei Six took everything from Atsu. They killed her family and left her for dead, pinned to a burning tree outside her home. But Atsu survived. She learned to fight, to kill, and to hunt, and after years away, she has returned to her home with a list of 6 names: the snake, the oni, the kitsune, the spider, the dragon, and Lord Saito. So again, like, that background to the opening of the story and the motivation for Atsu, let's be honest, that's as generic as it comes. The village was destroyed, she's left for dead, but oh boy, she survives. And I shouldn't downplay it. Again, it's all about execution, but it's like, man, I feel like I've heard that opening to that story so many times, and it's like, guys, we just played Assassin's Creed Shadows, so that might be why this is coming to me right now a little bit more. One by one, she's hunting them down to avenge her family, armed with the same katana used to pin her to the burning tree all those years ago. But while Atsu's story begins with vengeance, she'll find there's more to her journey than just revenge. As she explores Ezo, Atsu will meet unlikely allies and forge connections that help give her a new sense of purpose. And I feel like, again, the background with this story is great for character motivation, but there are so many characters that have that backstory, you know, family murdered, they're out for revenge. Ultimately, it's a charismatic character that makes a character likable or unlikable, so I hope that they do a good job outside of just her motivation of developing her as a character and making her likable, because recently, especially if I look at the Assassin's Creed games, and I've been very critical of the Assassin's Creed games, a lot of those characters I just think are completely unlikable, and it's just nice for a game like this to have an incredibly likable character outside of just the backstory and the motivation, because the motivation, we see that in so many games, that's not going to make me invest into a character's journey right off the bat. I need an engaging character outside of that, and I hope they do execute that with Atsu in Ghost of Yōtei. We hope that the brief looks in today's trailer gives you a taste of what you can expect from Ghost of Yōtei. Beyond your first look at the Yōtei 6, you'll spot some of the gorgeous scenery of Ezo, as well as a handful of Atsu's new weapons, a few of her allies, and even a new gameplay mechanic that'll allow you to glimpse glimpse Atsu's past and understand everything that was taken from her. But we've only scratched the surface. In Ghost of Yōtei, we've built upon and evolved the way you explore the open world, offering more freedom and variety than in Ghost of Tsushima. You'll choose which leads to follow as you pick which Yōtei 6 member you want to hunt down first. Atsu can also track other dangerous targets and claim bounties, or seek out weapon sensei to learn new skills. Ezo is wild and as deadly as it is beautiful. As you trek across the open world, you'll find unexpected dangers and peaceful reprieves, including some returning activities from Tsushima, and you'll be able to build a campfire anywhere in the open world for a rest under the stars. We want you to have the freedom to explore Ezo however you decide to, and we can't wait to share more. Today, we can also reveal that pre-orders for Ghost of Yōtei begin next week on May the 2nd at 10 a.m. in your local time zone, 10 a.m. Eastern for those in the US. And you'll be able to choose between multiple different editions, including our amazing collector's edition. So we'll break down the editions. You've got the base game and the pre-order content coming with that. First, if you pre-order any edition of Ghost of Yōtei, you'll receive a unique in-game mask as well as a set of 7 PSN avatars. You know what would make this pre-order bonus even more spicy? If there was a theme to go along with it. How about that? Featuring concept art of Atsu and each member of the Yōtei 6 at launch. Pre-orders on PlayStation Store will receive the avatars immediately, and you have insight on each individual of the Yōtei 6, so I found that interesting, and you can have a look at that, and there will be avatars representing them, and along with an in-game mask if you do pre-order the game. It should be noted the price point will be $69.99. They won't be going to $80 with Yōtei. I think that makes all the sense in the world, especially if this game is coming out right around Grand Theft Auto 6, and we'll see if GTA 6 does go with a higher price point, but I think, you know, if Yōtei was the same price as GTA 6, that would be a problem. But we'll see if ultimately GTA 6 does go with a heftier price point. $70 I think is right for Yōtei. I don't think, this is my opinion, that the Ghost fandom is as crazy hardcore as the Nintendo fandom, especially the Nintendo fandom that's picking up the Switch 2 day one. I think Yōtei is gonna do better at $70. I think $80 may have pushed some people away. And maybe I'm wrong about that. You know, maybe the difference between 70 to 80 to a lot of people isn't as crazy as I'm making it out to be, but I do think, you know, let's try to stay away from $80 as long as we can. But if you do want to spend $80, boy, I got something for you. That's the Digital Deluxe Edition. No fake early access in this game. I bring that up because Death Stranding 2 does have fake early access baked into it, so I thought it was going to be something that PlayStation published titles were going to push going forward, and you know that they could make a lot of money doing that because ultimately you sell fake early access to incentivize people picking up the Digital Deluxe Edition, and then people that don't want to buy it, they're just going to pay $70 for it, but you're gonna get a lot of people paying $80 instead. It's very effective. Who knows, they could have even priced that $90, but thankfully they're not going down that route. If you pay $70, you'll just get the game when it comes out, so that's great. The Digital Deluxe Edition includes a digital copy of Ghost of Yōtei plus in-game bonuses including the Snake's armor set as well as an alternate dye for your starting armor. You'll also receive a unique horse color and unique saddle dye plus an in-game charm, gold sword kit, and an early unlock of Traveler's Maps, which allows you to find statues throughout the world to upgrade your skills. And then they do have the Ghost of Yōtei Collector's Edition, which will be available for pre-order at direct.playstation.com. This package includes all of the pre-order bonuses, all in-game items from the Digital Deluxe Edition, and a digital copy of the game. Pile of trash. Like, let's be honest, a $250 collector's edition, and this isn't the first time. Horizon Forbidden West, the Regala edition, had this nonsense as well, and I was ready to buy the Regala edition, and I was like, nah, the digital copy, like, what are we doing here? $250 release. I get that people have a PlayStation 5 Pro. I get that there are digital consoles out there. If you are buying a $250 collector's item, you want a physical copy of the game, and if you're paying $250 for Ghost of Yōtei, those are the type of people that could afford a disc drive PS5, or they could afford the disc drive attachment for the PS5 Pro. Like, you know, the people that bought a digital PS5, I don't think they're the exact audience that's going to be running out to buy the collector's edition. I think they'll be okay with buying a digital copy of the game at $70. Like, just absolutely hate this trend, but this has become more of a standard for Sony. I don't know if they have dropped any first-party collector's edition at this premium price point that hasn't had a digital copy in quite a while. I just remember it embedded in my brain that I was ready to buy Horizon Forbidden West, and seeing that was digital only, I was like, what are we actually doing now? But it would have been nice to have like a deluxe edition with like a steel book for $80 and have the digital bonuses in a voucher and maybe something else. I don't know, some lithographs. I'm a sucker for some lithographs, but we can't have nice things these days, so it is what it is. Again, includes all of the pre-order bonuses, the replica edition of Atsu's Ghost Mask. The mask is built to scale with Jin's mask from our Ghost of Tsushima Collector's Edition. If you have both, they look great next to each other on a shelf. Also included is a replica of Atsu's sash, complete with the names of all 6 members of the Yōtei 6, but you'll have to cross them off yourself. The sash measures 71 inches long and is made of a cotton blend, a perfect cosplay accessory or wall decoration. There's also a replica of Suba from Atsu's katana, forged by her father in the image of 2 twin wolves. This Suba measures roughly 3 by 3 inches and also includes its own display stand. In addition to all of the above, the Ghost of Yōtei Collector's Edition also includes a pouch of coins and instructions to play Zeni Hajiki, a game of skill you'll play throughout Ghost of Yōtei. There's also a foldable papercraft tree along with a wolf at its base and a set of 4 5x7 art cards featuring the stash, the wolf, Atsu's Ghost Mask, and our key art. We think this is the best collector's edition we've ever produced. It's immediately not without a disc of a game, because I know you guys have done games that weren't that were collector's editions that included a disc. Although I don't actually recall if Sucker Punch in particular, because Infamous Second Son I don't think got a collector's edition, and if we're going back to Infamous and Sly Cooper, I don't know. So if its only competition is Ghost of Tsushima, and I would have to imagine that did come with a disc. That was 2020. I don't know. I don't recall all of the specifics. Again, I remember Horizon Forbidden West onwards of the digital copies with these collector's edition. But nonetheless, on the basis of it only being a disc, it takes the value down quite a lot. So, you know, not saying quite a lot. Pre-orders don't open until May 2nd. You can wishlist Ghost of Yōtei right now in the PlayStation Store and sign up to receive notifications as we release more information in the months to come. We are so proud of Ghost of Yōtei and have many more exciting things we can show. Can't wait to show you as you approach our release date. I am really curious, you know, how this game is gonna do. I'm not gonna lie, whenever I talk about Ghost of Yōtei, and it could absolutely be a vocal minority, I see a lot of people saying that they're not as excited about the game based on the protagonist shift. I don't think that's ultimately gonna affect the game. This is one of those cases where I absolutely think it's a vocal minority that's bugging out about it. Look, I bug out about it, and I can assess, I'm in the vocal minority. I'm probably in the vocal minority. And I bug out about Jin being swapped for the main character. At the end of the day, Sucker Punch has so much goodwill, and I'm buying the game day one. If I wasn't making videos on this channel, I would still buy this game day one. I'm very excited for Ghost of Yōtei. And at this point, to me, Sucker Punch isn't Naughty Dog. Sucker Punch isn't this studio that, to me, their last outing was an absolute pile of dog crap from a narrative standpoint. Sucker Punch isn't that. Every game that Sucker Punch has put out, I've really enjoyed. From Ghost of Tsushima, Infamous Second Son, Infamous 2, Infamous 1, Sly Cooper titles, literally every single one of their games, Infamous First Light as well, have been tremendous, and I think Yōtei is going to be that as well. It's just, I hope they execute a solid game from a narrative standpoint, because I thought Tsushima from a narrative standpoint was really, really well done. Again, people were down on Jin as a character, and I know a lot of people come out in the comments whenever I say that being like, who is down on Jin? I'm telling you guys, back in 2020, I saw the reaction, I saw a lot of the reviews, that one of the major complaints was Jin being a bland and boring character, and I totally disagree with that. Him being bland and boring in the initial portions of the game was actually kind of the point in leading to his evolution, but I've talked about this ad nauseum. I thought Jin was a great character. You can say his story was done. I think there was avenues for him to for his story to continue, and even if you weren't going to continue his story, it being said hundreds of years later with him just completely gone, I don't know, just not the ideal way I would have gone, but we'll see how the game turns out. It's out October the 2nd, and we'll see when GTA is out, because there's definitely going to be a lot of competition for your dollar around that time, but Yōtei is going to be fun. I think the game is going to do very, very well. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.